Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. The world has permanently rejected, spat out, a sad number of people. They've lost job after job, relationship after relationship. And in midlife or later, they sit in their corner, convinced it's not worth coming out for another round. Such people dismiss pep talks to give it yet another try. So here I'm going to presume you've decided to go it pretty much alone. Obviously, solo self-employment affords the best opportunity for that. But the type of person who's been axed again and again is unlikely to succeed at solo self-employment because that lacks the structure and support that an organization provides. For most such people, the best option is to look for a job that has you working solo, maybe remotely. Avocationally, it's easier. So many solo recreations exist. Of course, they're the obvious: video games, photography, writing, cooking, creating art, playing a musical instrument, hiking. But there also are under-considered options, like playing basketball or golf by yourself. That makes the goal not beating your opponent, but mastering the game. Another option is doing volunteer work with only minimal people interaction. For example, writing fundraising materials, or the classic serving soup to the homeless. Of course, people ready for a more solo life might want to consider living in a rural setting, maybe a few miles out of town, because that gives you all the privacy you could want and the bonus of inexpensive housing. If listening to the aforementioned makes you want to consider giving the world one more try, inventory your successes and failures to identify clues to what might make your next foray into the world more successful. Do you need to prune your life's bad influencers and spend your discretionary time only with people who bring out the best in you? Do you need to be more assertive or less? Do you need to reduce or eliminate your use of mind-altering substances? What else might you change that would make it wiser to be more in the world than isolated from it? And if you do want to take another shot at the world, might any of these boost your chances of success and contentment? At work, should you take only jobs and projects on which you'll likely succeed? You need a win. So, at least for starters, you might err on the side of a job that's too easy than one that's too challenging. It doesn't necessarily mean a fast food gig. Is there work that other people might find challenging but you find relatively easy? For example, some people find fixing things easy while others, like me, are clueless. Or you're great at spotting defects in a product or errors in writing that others wouldn't. In relationships, with that person or persons who bring out the best in you, do you need to be more generous of spirit, focusing on them and their needs rather than just on yours? Or conversely, are you a patsy, so people end up taking advantage of you? What one thing should you do differently with people that would improve your prospects for contentment? In recreation, what people-oriented activity should you try that you would find de-stressing? A group hike, a book club, a creative outlet or sport that you're good at, such as a sewing club or a softball team. And because it's recreation, should you be more about cooperation and supporting teammates and opponents than about competitiveness? The takeaway? Many people who have been spat out by the world find greater contentment in the solo life, but others, by invoking a new tactic or two, find that a measure of involvement with others yields a more fulfilling life. I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko.